Hey guys, welcome back. I'm John Correa. Today, we're gonna paint an autumn landscape. A beautiful little forest stream with those golden leaves all around it. Really cozy. And if you want to follow along with the full version, you can check it out on my Patreon. And also, we do a monthly art contest where members of the Master Palette tier can join in and have a chance to win amazing prizes. And before we get started, my brush set is currently on sale. If you add 2 sets to your cart and use the discount code SUMMERPAIR upon checkout, you will only pay for 1. This promo runs until October 12 only, and stock is limited, so don't miss out. Alright, so grab your paints and brushes, and let's dive in.
Alright, so let's lay down the acrylic, starting with primary blue, deep green permanent, primary red, cadmium yellow medium hue, titanium white, and Mars black. Alright, so let's start by mixing the colors we need for the background. We'll begin with this lighter color for the sky. Just loosely brushing it in across the top. And don't worry about making it perfect. Just let the strokes flow naturally. Then this light blue, soft light blue. And let's start misting in the distant forest. Since this area is farther away, we want to keep it lighter and more atmospheric. Almost like it's fading into the background haze. So just let it gently blend into the lighter sky color. We don't want any solid shape showing up here. And then again, just blend it out softly with this lightest color, so we can get a nice smooth transition. Just leave this area glowing for the sky part. We don't want to overwork it. Then over on this side, we'll start laying down the darker colors. We want a stronger contrast here. So yeah, don't be afraid to push this side a little deeper in value. Just like that. And then on this side, we'll keep it a bit lighter, but we still want to bring in some contrast. So let's have this slightly darker muted blue. Then blend it out to the lighter tone so we get a nice smooth transition. Just like that. Let's have these darker colors. And yeah, for that little glowing waterfall to really stand out, we need to set it against a darker background underneath. And this contrast is what's gonna make the water look like it's glowing and catching the light. Let's also add a little opening right here. Almost like the light is filtering through the leaves. Just a few soft strokes here and there. You know, by softening them with the lighter tone, we can create that layered look of a misty forest. So keep the strokes light and almost blurry. So let's grab our number 0 angle brush and start shaping the waterfall. Right there. These are the main subject and our focal point on this painting. So don't rush it. And yeah, this is where the angle brush works perfectly. It naturally gives you that sharp vertical strokes or horizontal strokes that mimics the direction of the water. We are not worrying about little details at this stage. We're still looking at the painting as one big piece. And then now let's start painting in those tree trunks. We don't want to go too dark here. So just gently drag the brush vertically to suggest these trunks. And don't worry about making every trunk perfectly straight. That actually makes it feel less natural. There. Just a subtle tree trunk silhouette. And since we got a darker background in this section, let's go ahead and make some of the trunks a little darker too, so they stand out more clearly against the backdrop. Just like that. We're gonna have an elevated grassy area right here. Then pure black for solid contrast, just like that. Also down at the bottom here, where the water sits, let's go ahead and darken the sides a bit more. And then now let's start painting in those muted soft oranges in the distance. There you go. We don't want these distant leaves to overpower the background. So yeah, we're just gonna gently tap this in to create a distant foliage. No need for sharp details back here. Again, make sure this part stays light and subtle. Just like that. I think let's have another layer here. Starting with the shadow. Just to elevate this grassy area a little more. We can also start brushing in a little bit of orange tone now. This will give the grass that autumn feel. Then let's darken the bottom part to suggest the shadow using this darker mix. That way the grass feels like it's sitting on solid ground instead of floating. So now let's grab our number 0 fan brush and start painting the textured tree foliage. Now let's begin by gently tapping the canvas to suggest the texture of the leaves. Keep your pressure very light. I think for the meantime, let's tint a bit more of brown shadow to this area and lightly scrubbing the paint, almost like dry brush technique. Alright, so that's enough. Again, loading the brush, just the corner edge of the bristles, and tapping it lightly so the strokes stay broken and textured. So now let's grab our small round brush. Let's have this color. Start brushing this right on top of the green layer we laid down earlier. Then let's place some delicate, subtle highlights on these rocks. Now we will go back to our small waterfall right in the middle and start defining it a little more. Now let's switch over to our number 0 angle brush and start painting the ripples down here. Just glide it across very lightly, keeping the strokes thin and delicate, and make sure to leave little gaps in every stroke. Alright, so now moving on to the leaves floating along the stream. Just dabbing them in loosely, keeping the shape small and irregular. And also we can apply these brighter leaves a little thicker, giving them more texture, so they really stand out on the water surface. Just like that. And we'll place a few dark shadows underneath some of these leaves here at the bottom, so it gives the leaves more weight, like they're actually resting on the surface of the water instead of just floating flat. Then this time load it up with pure white, and we will use this to layer the brightest highlight right on the waterfall, just at the top where the light would naturally hit the strongest. Just a very tiny strokes like shimmer of light. Let's add a few more leaves here and there, scattering them loosely. Let's add a few more leaves floating on the water surface. These extra touches don't need to be many, just enough to break up the flatness on the water and add that finishing autumn feel. Now finally, let's mix the final golden highlights. Again, just tap in the paint using the corner edge of the fan brush Just like that, nice and thick. And again, just a very gentle light strokes. Let's enhance and solidify the tree trunks right here, making them look more grounded and a bit darker so they stand firmly in the scene. Just drag the brush gently, just like that. Then we'll also add some thinner branches. And we will also layer this brightest golden yellow on top of some leaves in the water. Again, make sure to scoop up some nice thick paint for this step and apply it a little thicker right on top of these select leaves, so they really pop forward and look like they're catching that crisp autumn sunlight. And then finally, using pure white, let's scatter a few tiny glints of light here and there. Then going back to our autumn colors, let's create the effect of some falling leaves drifting through the air, like there's a soft breeze blowing across the forest. Again, just a very light flicking strokes here, letting the brush dance a little so the shapes feel irregular and free, like the leaves are actually spinning and floating down with the air.